Peace Collective. What is going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is Milan. I am an intuitive tarot reader. If you guys are new here to this channel, welcome. If you guys are returning, welcome back. It means the world to me each and every single time you guys join. Thank you guys so much for being here and for deciding to spend your time and your energy here with me in these readings. As you guys know, this is going to be another general collective reading. However, we're going to take a deep dive, okay, into the situation between popular content creator and YouTuber Armon Wiggins and Cardi B. If you guys are interested in readings that have to do with celebrity culture, entertainment industry, things that revolve around your favorite celebrities and things like that, definitely make sure to check out the playlist I have curated on my channel. It's called the Deep Dive series, where we get into things of that nature over there, okay? If you guys are interested more in just general collective readings, love readings, I've got plenty of those as well on this channel for you guys to check out too. Okay, please keep in mind this reading is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, we don't know these people from a dry can of paint, so please just take what resonates and what makes sense to you, and please leave the rest. Please don't come into this reading and get into the comments being mean or nasty. It's just not necessary, guys. Okay, let's just try to keep it respectful. I love to interact with you all, so definitely let me know what you know. Please feel free to leave your thoughts and ideas and what you feel may be going on in this situation in the comments, okay? But please just keep it respectful. If you guys are interested in personal readings, I do offer them. All that information is going to be in the description box down below, like always, okay? This channel is never specific to any particular zodiac sign. Each and every zodiac sign is welcomed here with open arms. Again, if it does not apply, let it fly, okay? We are going to tap into the energy again between Cardi B and Armon Wiggins. So I already have a couple of cards already laid out for both. Queen of Swords representing Cardi, being that she is a Libra. And then I have the King of Swords from the same deck, which is going to represent Armon, being that he is a Gemini. Okay, so there seems to be a little bit of like a tit for tat going on between Cardi B every once in a blue moon. Like sometimes, he'll call her out or, threaten to spill some tea. And he was going back and forth with Cardi B's best friend, Ken Barbie, with the whole Twitter spaces and things like that. As someone who does, listen to Armon Wiggins every once in a blue moon, I'm not really 100% sure why him and Ken Barbie are going back and forth. It kind of just, as far as like surface level, it seems to be kind of like who wants to be the next gay best friend of Cardi B, right? I don't know, but we're going to just use the tarot and see what Spirit has to say about this situation, okay? I'm going to start with a couple oracle cards, and then we'll dive into the tarot to clarify a little bit further. We're going to start with Armon's side, okay? We're going to pull cards. When I pull cards, this is how Armon is viewing or how he sees Cardi B at this time, and then we'll hop back over to Cardi B's side and do the same thing, okay? If somebody wants, you are more than welcome to timestamp the reading in the comments. You can leave a timestamp for 3:45 for this reading to start. All right, so we're gonna get right into this. Let's see, Spirit, what does this energy between Armon and Cardi B? How does Armon view Cardi B at this time, Spirit? Thank you. How does Armon view Cardi B at this time? Thank you. Let's see. We'll start with a couple of these, and then we'll dive into the tarot portion afterwards, okay? How does Armon feel about Cardi B at this time, Spirit? Thank you. Ooh, wow. Okay. First card I'm seeing, though, it says not today. Okay, it looks like a guy literally avoiding a phone call. It says not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, or person, boundaries, and still angry. And keep in mind, guys, I just want to make sure I reiterate this so you guys can understand the perspective that I'm reading. When I pull a card, as far as Armon's side, I'm pulling cards to view how he's seeing Cardi B right now, okay? So he's viewing Cardi as somebody who could be ignoring his phone calls, who doesn't necessarily want to talk right now. And it's not to say that they have beef or problems with one another, but this just kind of seems like he's viewing her as somebody that doesn't necessarily give him the time of day all the time. Okay, it's not like a let's sit and chit chat or go grab some coffee or go grab some drinks type of relationship. That's not what I'm getting here at all. But he's viewing her as somebody who's in the energy of not today, not wanting to deal. They don't want to talk. Okay, she could literally be avoiding his texts and phone calls right now. Maybe simply because he's a blogger, you know. Sometimes bloggers, you know, not specific to just Armon, but sometimes bloggers can be a little messy in the eyes of these celebrities sometimes, or they try to get these bloggers and these large pages in their back pockets to make sure that these bloggers and online pages say only positive things about them. So I'm seeing Armon view again Cardi as someone who doesn't necessarily, you know, have the nicest things to say right now. Yeah, and I have the sword and the rose. Okay, clarity, truth, revelation, force, honor, protection, and power. So he definitely views her as like a powerful force in the industry. Okay, we know Cardi B's kind of been around for a little minute now. She's pretty, you know, well accepted and well renowned in the world, in the industry. You know, just because she doesn't necessarily drop music like that back to back to back, it doesn't mean that she doesn't have, like, you know, her feet wet behind the scenes where she needs to. Okay, so he views her as somebody who's very powerful here. And then clarity and truth and revelation. So he could view her as somebody who knows things about him. Okay, thing as far as things that we don't necessarily know to the general public, or what he may post on his Twitter, Instagram, YouTube videos. Okay, I feel like he views her also as somebody who is very like sharp tongued and very cutthroat. Of course, you know, we have the Queen of Swords representing her, so Queen of Swords can be very straight to the point, very truthful, very honest. They don't beat around the bush at all. They're going to just tell you how it is, and it's not always going to be in the nicest way. So, but I feel like that energy is kind of interchangeable between the two of them. I feel like they both know things about each other that the public doesn't know. Okay, so it's kind of like that tit for tat vibe. It's like, you know, I can spill your tea, but I won't spill your tea if you don't spill mine. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. Okay, and I feel like he's viewing her as somebody who keeps it very short with him, keeps it very real with him. It's like she could have even like cursed him out at one point or something, and like maybe like told the truth to Armon about himself. You know how like when you tell someone about themselves, they don't necessarily take it that well, or they don't like to hear the truth about themselves. That's kind of what I'm getting. Okay, so when they do talk, it's very, again, straightforward, straight to the point, cut and dry kind of. Okay, but I feel like at this time, it's like he's viewing her in the energy of like Armon, I don't want to talk to you. You know, I'm setting boundaries. You can't just call or text me anytime you feel like. She's basically making herself less accessible to him, is the vibe that I'm getting. This is, you know, just I'm picking up Chris's current energy at this time. Okay, let's hop on over to Cardi really fast with the oracle portion. Okay, let's see what's going on with her. How does Cardi view Armon? How does she feel about Armon at this time, Spirit? Thank you. How does she feel toward Armon? Thank you. Oh, the Grim Reaper I just saw. Interesting. This is giving me the Death card energy, Scorpio vibes. Okay, the Grim Reaper. It says the relationship is over. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. So she could be viewing him as somebody who there's like a means to an end to their relationship. I feel like she kind of really cut him off, or again, just doesn't want to deal with him the same way. She would also be viewing him as somebody who is quick to end relationships. You know, like if things don't go his way, or, you know, you're not on his team or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. It's like she could be viewing him as somebody that she just doesn't want to deal with anymore. Like it literally says the relationship is over. When you think of like the Grim Reaper, that's like the bringer of death. You know, the death card, death energy, that's endings. Final nail in the coffin. Okay, she could be viewing him as somebody that she doesn't want to give a second chance to. Okay, and I can't help but hear, like, in the last few days that I've been kind of like going back and forth and seeing what's going on in the internet between Armon, Cardi, Ken Barbie, Mob Radio. It's like, I keep hearing social climber. And I think that's why she's kind of pumping the brakes on this relationship with him, because she could be viewing him as a social climber, someone who's quick to end relationships if things aren't beneficial to him. Does that make sense, guys? It's weird because I feel like they kind of have the same energy. Like they kind of like mirror each other in a way, because Cardi can be like that too. It's like, if it's not beneficial for me, then I'm not fucking with it, or I don't want anything to do with it, or I'm going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. And the same goes for him. It's like, if it's not beneficial to me or adding to my growth or my platform or getting me closer to these inner circles, I'm cool off of it. That's the energy that I'm getting. Okay, and I understand, you know, it's business. Business is business. Everybody has to be worried about their money and their image if they are making money off of social media. I understand that, but it's okay to have genuine, real relationships too. I feel like both of these people are very like, it's like my way or the highway. And again, like, if it's not benefiting me at all, I want nothing to do with it. Okay, so she could be viewing him as somebody like that as well. Let me get one more for her, please. How she's viewing Armon. Thank you. Soulmates is what I'm seeing. I just flipped over. Okay, it says soul connection, partnership, agreement, and soul contract. Okay, yeah, with this Grim Reaper card, again, like endings, death card energy, she could have like tried to get him on an NDA or get him to agree to certain terms here or something that he said no to or that he denied, again, because it wasn't beneficial to him. She could have tried to, and if it wasn't like a paper written contract, it could have just been like a verbal agreement between the two of them. Okay, soulmates, I know they're not literally like the best of friends or family, we know that, but it literally says partnership, agreement, and contract. So she could have tried to like, I got that already, like something about not being on my team or me not being on your team. It's like they both have mirroring energy here. Okay, so I feel like our mom could have literally told her no and like denied her for her request, or maybe she put the vibe out there like, hey, I only want you to post this, that, and the third about me if you are going to talk about me. Basically trying to like control the narrative here with some type of verbal agreement between her and Armon. And I think she's viewing him as somebody who's denied it and said no, because it's like, you know, the thing about Armon is like, you're not going to control what I say or how I go about using my platform. You know, that's the type of energy that I'm getting here. Let's hop back on over to Armon real quick and get another oracle card for him. Okay, how is Armon feeling towards Cardi at this time, Spirit? Thank you. Let's see. Marionette. Wow. Control. What did I just say? Like, I literally just said that, guys. He's not the type to allow or to even let somebody think that they can control him, what he says, or how he's going to utilize his own platform here. Okay, it says marionette. The number 15 can be important here. 5 and 1 is 6. We know he's a Gemini in the month of June. But marionette, it looks like somebody controlling a puppet, like a puppeteer, a puppet master. Dictatorship, domination, and reluctance. When you are reluctant to something, that means you don't want to do it, or you are kind of hesitant. You're on the fence about it. Okay, dictatorship and domination. Mind you, this is how he is viewing Cardi B. Someone who can be very controlling or has her hands, you know, in other people's pockets or other bloggers, okay, other social media platforms. She kind of like, you know, controls the narrative here or controls other people. He can just see her as somebody who, again, is very powerful in the industry and can make or break things. Okay, he's seeing her as somebody who wants to try to control the narrative here and the way that he gives it up. And it's like, no, you're not going to do that. He's not paying her bills. He's not controlling his platform. So he's looking at her like, girl, no. Like, you're not going to try to have control over me the way you do these other blogs and platforms or whatever. Okay? I keep hearing that term lapdog. That seems to be a term that gets thrown around a lot in the midst of like Cardi B. It's like her lap dogs. Does that make sense, guys? Again, to try to control the narrative and make things seem better, or so people aren't talking bad about her when they are viewing platforms like an Armon Wiggins, a Ken Barbie, a Milagro, Consciousness TV, whatever. You know what I'm saying? A Tasha K, for example, same thing with Tasha K. It's like, you're not going to control me or tell me what to do or say on my platform. That's basically what I'm getting. I'm going to hop back over to Cardi real quick and get one of these as well for her. How is she viewing Armon? Spirit, thank you. How is Cardi feeling toward Armon at this time? Thank you. Blessing. Interesting. Okay, the number 23. 2 and 3 is 5. Okay. It's interesting. It says fulfillment, well-being, and enlightenment. Okay, so I'm gonna get one more on that. She could be viewing Armon as somebody who is kind of like basking in the ambience of like all of his blessings and stuff like that. Blessings meaning like the opportunities he's gotten, the people he's already gotten to interview, as far as the people in those inner circles, okay? His platform growing, people being more interested in what he says. She could be viewing him as somebody who is, very abundant as far as, having the public on his side, okay? Obviously, she's got, more money than him as far as like physical finances go, or, having endorsements and things like that. But she still views him as somebody who, is doing very well for himself, at least in his space, okay? His sector, which would be internet blogging, right? Fulfillment, well-being, and enlightenment. She could also see him as someone who's very spiritual, like very tapped in, very in tune. I think Armon actually does tarot. I think he has his own tarot platform as well. And so he's into stuff like that. So she could be viewing him as somebody that's really into that as well. I'm gonna get one more though. How is Cardi feeling about Armon at this time? Evidence. Oh wow. Endorsement. Look at that, guys. It's literally looks like a woman trying to offer a man money. Wow. Persuasion, bribe, temptation. She definitely tried to like pay him or get him on her team. Okay, and the guy on this card, he's looking at the woman like, no, I don't think I should take it. I don't want the money. But I see her, trying to bribe Armon or pay him, get him on like a payroll to make sure that, again, he sticks to a narrative or a script that she provides, And I'm seeing evidence here. 55, detection, investigation, proof. Yeah, she knows something about him, and she knows that Armon knows things about her. And he has proof and evidence, like whether that be text messages, voice notes, voicemails, DMs, video footage, whatever. So I think that's why she was trying to get him on her side so heavily, because there's something here that he's fully aware of, that he knows, that she probably, tried to keep exclusive between her and him and like private conversations that he has evidence and proof of. I'm hearing the word sabotage for some reason. And again, this is how Cardi is viewing him. So she's viewing him as somebody who has something on her. And that's why she's trying to keep it so tight-knit, or keep things copacetic between the two of them, is the vibe that I'm getting. Ooh, that's interesting. Wow. And another thing too I'm picking up here is she feels like he could see major blessings or an increase in his money or platform or his engagement if he comes out with this proof or evidence or some type of tea he has on her and her life, her family, personal life, whatever here. So I think she's kind of worried that, you know, his engagement or things are going to turn around for him and, you know, kind of be a meal ticket for him in a way. That's why she may want to like end the relationship. Unless you're going to be on our team, then I don't want nothing to do with you, you know. But let's get into Armon. I wanted to see what's going on with Armon regarding Cardi. Let's get a couple cards for him. How does Armon feel towards Cardi at this time, Spirit? Thank you. Ooh, the Tower. Ooh, okay. How does Armon feel toward Cardi at this time? Thank you. Wow, I'm seeing the Tower. That was the first card out. That can be upheaval, things that kind of happen randomly, very last minute. The rug kind of being pulled from under your feet, surprises, things you don't expect to happen. That's like the universe intervening as well. Yeah, then have the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. Again, guys, this is how he is viewing Cardi right now. So he's viewing her as somebody who is very guarded, very defensive at this time. Okay? They both have very sharp tongues. It's like they both stand up for themselves to the T. Like, I'm seeing literally like two dogs barking at one another, like on a leash. And it's like they're this close to each other. It's like one dog, rah, 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 and another dog like, rah, rah, rah. It's like they can go at it. They can go at it. And he views her as somebody who is very fearless, willing to stand up for herself and defend herself, but also sees her as someone who is setting boundaries at this time, okay? In the Tower card, he's viewing her as somebody who kind of like, you know, literally pulled the rug from under his feet. The change in the relationship, the change in the dynamic, friendship here is altered. It's not the same as it was maybe 2-3 months ago, let alone a year ago. You know what I'm saying, guys? He could also be viewing her as somebody who's going through a lot of upheaval, a lot of Tower moments at this time in her life. Again, the stuff that the public is not hip to. Okay, they've talked about things that we have no idea about, and he shared something. Well, she has shared some things with Armon that he's fully aware of. Okay, and he could be viewing them as Tower moments and hectic chaos going on in her life. Okay, and I'm hearing him do his cackle, like his laugh, like, girl. He knows some stuff about her. Wow. And then I have the 8 of Wands. This is travel. This is communication back and forth as well. This is also good news. Very fast-paced change. Something that happens very quickly. So this was a very swift change in the relationship. It kind of like 1 minute we're cool, I'm talking to you or texting you openly and freely. And the next day, literally, blocked or not talking anymore or very defensive, not wanting to say much, you know. So it kind of came out of nowhere, I feel like, for him. Like he almost wasn't expecting the swift change in the dynamic or the relationship between the two of them. Okay, so he's definitely viewing her as somebody who is very defensive and setting boundaries against him at this time, okay? And it could have to do with information that he knows. Again, like some type of texting or DMs back and forth here. Okay. Let me get a couple more. How is Armon viewing Cardi at this time, Spirit? Thank you. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, you guys, I don't read reversals, but the Queen of Pentacles just tried to fall out in the reverse. So, again, to refer back to that Tower energy, he could be viewing her as somebody who's going through an upheaval in her marriage. Queen of Pentacles is a very domesticated energy, someone who is the wife or the husband, okay? Someone who takes care of the household. This is also someone who's very stable financially. So, he could be viewing her as the Queen of Pentacles, but the fact that it came out in the reverse, I'm going to flip it up right regardless, but I'm going to acknowledge this. He could be viewing her as somebody, again, with this Tower energy here, who is going through a lot in her household, in her marriage. Her money is all over the place, okay? So he's seeing her as somebody who's not making as much as she used to, or she's not as financially okay as the rest of the public may assume. You know what I'm saying, guys? But either way, even regardless of that, he still views her as somebody who's very stable in the industry, you know, has a very loud impact, a very loud voice in the industry as well, okay? I'm hearing greedy. He could be viewing her as somebody who's very greedy as well. When you get the Queen or the King of Pentacles in the reverse, somebody who may not know how to manage money well, or can be very materialistic, you know? Ooh, yeah, Ace of Pentacles. Nice. Wow. Ooh, okay. I really don't want to say that, but Page of Cups, he sees her as somebody who is definitely pregnant. Okay. Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is like a surprise, a pregnancy for me as a reader. Queen of Pentacles, the mother, right? The household, again, domesticated matters. And there's even like a small little white rabbit at the bottom, which will represent fertility. Yeah, he's definitely viewing her as somebody who could be expecting a baby right now. And it's like, he even said in one of his live stream videos on YouTube, like, you don't want me to spill this tea. Yeah, he's definitely viewing her as somebody who has tried to like make a financial offer to him as well. And she may have done it in a very like underhanded, sly manner. Okay, with this Page of Cups, it wasn't very like upfront and direct. She could have used another person to try to like get that get some kind of like upper hand over him, but through money. Okay, Page of Cups is another offer, but it's a little shy, it's a little bashful. And because he said no or like denied her, he is now viewing her as somebody who's kind of holding back from him and again setting boundaries, kind of blocking him out. It's like, girl, not everything is gonna go your way. Like, that's not how life works. You know what I'm saying? Unless Cardi B, unless you run Google or YouTube or Instagram, you can't tell somebody what to post about you. You know what I'm saying? And then try to like manipulate them or get in the midst of their money and finances here, because they don't say things about you the way you want them to. I'm getting something here about Armon. Maybe he probably feels or thinks that she's getting in the way of like some type of financial opportunities for him as well. So I think that's why he kind of wants to stick on her good side. It's like, I'm not going to let you control my platform, but I'm not going to be on your bad side either, because you're not going to spread shit about me and make it harder for me to get financial opportunities with this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, but he definitely is viewing her as somebody who has tried to pay him to keep shit sweet, to keep things, under wrap, or keep things quiet, keep things under the radar here with the stuff that he knows about her. But again, I definitely see that he kind of denied it and said no here. Let's hop on over to Cardi real quick. Let's see how she's viewing Armon at this time. Spirit, how is Cardi viewing Armon at this time? Thank you. How is she viewing Armon? Oh, wow. Okay. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Queen of Cups. And again, guys, I don't fully read reversals here, but she could be viewing Armon as somebody who is like, who loves her. Like she's viewing Armon as somebody who has a lot of love for her. I feel like Cardi is I've done a couple readings on her. She's a little bit of like a narcissist in a way. She thinks that everybody is supposed to just bow down to her and kiss her toes and just shower her with love, 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 and never have a bad thing to say about her. So she's viewing him as somebody who kind of may have like turned the tide a little bit here. Okay, like originally, like he was very active and making himself known to her or taking action toward her, showing love. But with this Knight of Wands in reverse, it's like that's kind of stopped or slowed down, I should say. Okay? It's definitely slowed down. Knight of Wands is very adventurous, very spontaneous. She could be viewing him as somebody who will just say whatever that's on his mind as well. Knight of Wands can be very brash, like act before you think, And I think she's viewing him as someone who's kind of like, creating distance away from her as well. It could just be because of, again, how she's trying to control his narrative with money and power, Like this Knight of Wands is literally even facing away from this Queen of Cups here. So she could be viewing him again as somebody who is kind of flighty, in and out, in and out, in and out. Someone who's back and forth. Like 1 minute you fuck with me, 1 minute you love me and you're showering me with compliments, and the next minute you're not. She sees him as very fickle. Okay, yeah, Queen of Wands here. Again, I'm keep hearing social climber, like somebody who likes to take advantage of opportunities here. She views him as somebody that's clearly an entrepreneur and is doing his own thing. Okay, Queen of Wands, they march the beat of their own drum. They don't take orders from people. They are a leader themselves. Or King of Wands, they are a leader within themselves. They don't follow orders, and if they do, they don't like to. Okay, they don't take well to authority or people trying to tell them what to do. And then with this Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands, those are like two polar opposite energies for me, you know? Queen of Cups, it's like 1 minute, again, she's seeing him as 1 minute, he's very nurturing, very sweet, and very kind, and lovey-dovey on her. And the next, he's like, girl, bye. Like, I'm over here now. You know, like, I'm doing my own thing. I don't need you. With this Queen of Wands, very independent, self-starter, you know. She could view him as someone who's kind of like a bachelor as well, like a bachelor, bachelorette type of vibe. You know, someone who's not very loyal. Okay, let's see. We get a couple more. Wow, 3 of Swords. Wow, okay, I'm seeing the 3 of Swords and the Page of Pentacles here. So to refer back to that offer that she made him, he definitely turned it down, told her no with this 3 of Swords, okay? But she's viewing him as somebody who is trying to like make his way and trying to navigate through the industry here. In this Page of Pentacles, she definitely views him as somebody who is less than her, which is really not nice, okay? Nobody is better than anybody. It doesn't matter what your bank account looks like, how, you know, who your baby daddy is. It does not matter. Okay, she's viewing him as a page, somebody who is less than her, which is really like, again, very narcissistic. But there's something here that I'm telling you, there's something here that he knows. She sees him as very intuitive as well. There could be things that he just knows that she didn't even have to tell him. Again, in the midst of their conversations, he could have said something and she's like, what? How did you know that? Okay, again, Armon is an intuitive. Okay, but she could be viewing him as somebody who may have like broke her heart or betrayed her, even with this 3 of Swords. Again, it's like, you know, you say one thing, or like you promise me one thing, but then you go ahead and say or do another. You know, 3 of Swords is separation, heartbreak, sadness, being very hurt. Then I have the 5 of Swords here. Again, this is giving me heavy social climber. Somebody who is willing to do whatever or say whatever to get their way or to stay on top. This is a manipulator as well, okay? Mind games with this 5 of Swords. You know, it's like she's viewing him as somebody who's willing to do anything for the money. Or again, that's going to benefit him and his brand. She also views him as someone who likes to ask a lot of questions. But she's not a dummy. She knows that Armon be asking stuff. Okay, this page is a messenger. They can be very curious as well. They like to learn. She knows that Armon be asking particular questions that he could use against her later on. So she's very particular with how she deals with him, and that could be why she's creating distance with him, you know, and trying to like sever the ties in this their friendship, relationship, whatever it is. But it's like she kind of gave him one last shot, one last try with that offer, like, hey Armon, like, listen, I'll make sure to make sure you're paid well, or you know, you should do this or do that, but you have to make sure that you say X, Y, and Z about me and not just the negative things. The thing is, though, Armon doesn't really say too many negative things about Cardi, for real. He just be honest, like, you know, where's the music at? Or the people are not feeling this, you know? Like, he's never really been so harsh on her to the point where she should have to control his narrative, at least not that I've seen personally. Again, please let me know what y'all know in the comments. But she definitely views him as somebody who, with this Queen of Wands and the 5 of Swords, that they're willing to do whatever or say whatever to get what they want, be around who they want, get in the spaces, get the money. You know, 5 of Swords can also be a very argumentative energy. I said that already. Like, I was seeing two dogs literally like barking at each other, like a dog fight. Like, they get really nasty with each other, or they have before. Okay, and this is giving me, it's not, you know, all the time, but they've had fights, they've had arguments. Okay, and she's just, I feel like she's just over it. She doesn't want to deal with somebody. Again, this is just her POV, allegedly, okay? Entertainment purposes only. But she's viewing him as somebody, again, who's very in and out, who's not loyal. And she's just over it. I feel like she just doesn't even want to deal with it anymore. So it's like, either you be on my side, be on my team, or I don't fuck with you at all. And she basically just, is kind of severing ties here with him, it seems like, because he didn't pick her side, which is so fucking like middle school. It's ridiculous. Like, he's doing his job, and if you're a celebrity, you're gonna be part of the lineup, Cardi. Like, it's not always gonna be, roses and fucking pixie dust all the time when it comes to you. But again, I'm telling you, he knows something about her and her personal life that she does not want him to spill, and she's afraid that he will spill the tea, okay, whatever that might be, and go against her. That's why she was trying so hard to get him on his team, on her team, guys, okay? I'm gonna get a couple more cards for Armon really quick. Wow, yeah, Ten of Swords. Yeah, this is Armon viewing Cardi as someone who is, just over the relationship. But I already said that they like mirror each other. He's viewing her as somebody who, may have betrayed him as well. Okay, again, like with that flip-flopper energy here, it's weird. It's like they don't even realize how much they mirror each other in these negative aspects. This is interesting. It's like an end to the relationship, the final nail in the coffin. Ten of Swords is like backstab, betrayal as well. Why is the Ten of Swords here? Why does he feel that way? Ten of Cups. Yeah, I think he really thought or really assumed that she was like family to him, or it's like he confided in her a little bit more than she wanted him to. Okay, Ten of Cups, that's like family dynamic, someone you really love or have a lot of feelings for. If not like, real estate, property, a home, whatever. That's emotional fulfillment here. But it's like he put way too many eggs in that Cardi B basket. And it's like, one minute, again, you're thinking you're all buddy, like family, like besties with this girl, just for her to flip on you or throw you to the wayside because you don't do what she wants you to do. So he could be feeling very betrayed or backstabbed by her, again, just for something so small, so simple, because he won't, tailor his platform the way that she wants him to. Absolutely not. And I don't blame him for that, honestly. So it's like he just thought he was much closer to her than he actually is, or actually was, okay? And then the Six of Swords, again, he's viewing her as somebody who is releasing him, walking away, trying to create distance. She views him as somebody who has a lot of drama, or creates drama, or is a part of drama. Cardi B, she's in her own drama herself a lot of the times, it seems like, but she just is trying to get away from him and get into calmer waters. Again, it just feels like there's something here he knows, especially when it comes to this family dynamic, her marriage here, with this Ten of Cups. And I feel like he's really trying hard not to spill the tea, for real. It's like he wants to, but it's like he knows better than not to. He knows not to do that. So it's like, for Cardi's sake, it's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna entertain this guy anymore. I'm just gonna walk away. He doesn't want to take the money. He doesn't want the offer. He doesn't want to be on my team. So fuck it. I'm just gonna walk away and leave him to the wayside. Okay, and he's feeling this. He's seeing this. He understands this. He gets it, that she's creating distance from him. Okay. Let's hop back over to Cardi real quick. I'm gonna get a couple more cards for her, and I'll get you guys out of here. How's Cardi feeling for Armon at this time? The Fool. Wow, I don't like that. King of Pentacles. Can I get one more, please? Well, she's viewing him as the Fool. Like, again, somebody who, with this King of Pentacles here, somebody who is willing to just jump off the cliff and do whatever. She views him as somebody who's very naive, again, to be able to reach this King of Pentacles, or to get to a higher status, a different tier, another level here. She views him as someone who's very naive. Like, I'm hearing that, her laugh, like, it just sounds so like nails on a chalkboard. It's like she's laughing at him. She'd be like laughing at him or laughing about him, with that guy, Ken Barbie, or like other friends or bloggers that she's cool with. You know, she views him as somebody who is very just naive, and, you know, you throw him a bone and he'll take it if it makes sense to him. Okay, again, she views him as a social climber. She knows that he's stable, that he makes good money. So it's not that he doesn't make great fucking money doing what he does. She knows he's very talented and very good at what he does in the social media space. But she still views Armon as somebody who is less than her. Okay, with this page being here, and I think she just views him as somebody who is, again, very just la da 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 da, like, haha, you thought I was your friend and I wasn't, is the energy that I'm getting, you know. I'm gonna get one more for her, please. How's she feeling for Armon? Four of Swords. Yeah, she's tired of it. Ooh, Seven of Swords at the bottom. She doesn't trust him for real. She doesn't trust him, but it's like she still watches with this Page of Swords. She keeps tabs. It's like she's still gonna see what he has to say, but she doesn't trust him, though. You know, it's like, I'm gonna watch you closely. I'm gonna pay attention, but don't think I'm fucking with you like that, you know? This Four of Swords is the last one out, so ceasing communication. This is like healing, having to recover. Four of Swords is also laying something to rest. So she's viewing him in that energy as well. She views him as somebody who doesn't want to deal with her necessarily, who doesn't, you know, want to, you know, be involved in her shit or involved in her mess, or again, be a fucking puppet on her string. So it's like she views him as somebody who doesn't want to deal with her, just the way she doesn't want to deal with him anymore. So it seems like a very mutual, let's just, you know, not talk about one another at all. How about we do that? Is the energy that I'm getting. She could also be viewing him as someone who may be like a little stressed out about money or a platform, or, you know, getting to like a higher tier or a higher status here. She could be viewing him as somebody who's like a little worried or stressed out about that, or like what his next steps are going to be. So again, both of these people know shit about one another that the general public doesn't know about. But I think they're just tired of dealing with each other and like the back and forth. It seems to have gone on for quite some time, like before the whole Ken and Barbie thing and Armon thing kind of popped off on Twitter over the last few days. Like this is stemmed way before that. They're tit for tat amongst one another. But just overall, I feel like, you know, she doesn't really fuck with him like that. She doesn't trust him. He is cool off of her, but tries to just keep it cool and kind of like play the fence, play both sides in a way, because he understands her power in the industry and he still wants to climb, you know, and be at a certain level when it comes to that inner circle. If you guys get what I'm saying about that, with the inner circles, right, with the industry. But it's like he's not willing to compromise his freedom or compromise his own platform that he controls, right? Just because one person doesn't really like what he says. In this case, the person being Cardi B, right? It's like, I'm not going to do that for you, because if that's the case, I'm going to have to do that for everybody that I talk about, and that's just not going to happen. So and again, he definitely knows some shit about her life and her family, her marriage here, that we don't know. And I think there's some truth to those pregnancy rumors, because it's showing up on his end here as well. Okay, but this was very interesting. I wasn't even going to tap into this and do this reading, but here we are. Okay, if you guys like this reading, you like the style of reading, this makes sense to you, definitely leave a like on the video. Okay, it'll help the channel grow. It'll help the reading get to other people who may want to check it out. Definitely leave a comment, interact. Let me know what y'all know. I love to interact with you guys. Okay, subscribe. I'd love to have you a part of the family. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.